Good morning, everyone. So today I will start on the introduction of LCC. LCC is life cycle costing tool to determine the most effective option among the different competing alternatives to purchase on, operate, maintenance, and finally dispose of the object or the process when it's equally appropriate to be implemented on the technical ground. The purpose of LCC is to compare different project alternatives to identify the most economical option, to consider long-term costs and not initial costs, and to support the informed investment decision. So, our group has chosen to July 2025 for our past year question. The situation of the project is it's giving the council plan to develop a 20-acre of the urban park. Two landscaping and maintenance strategy are to be considered. The evaluation period of the project is 40 years, where inflation and the taxation are to be ignored. The objective is to identify which is the most effective cost between option A or option B. If giving us a two, so at here we use a annual equivalent method to calculate which one is to be considered and which one with giving the local municipal council more return on the investment.
For question 1a, this we use AEC method. AEC is based on sum of payment per year. We also use interest rate which is 8% and annual sinking fund which is 3%. First is to identify all costs such as initial costs, initial construction costs, annual maintenance costs and periodic replacement costs. As for this option A, annual sinking fund is used for the initial capital costs. Annual maintenance and electricity costs were also added. Replacement costs will happen every 10, 12, 15, and 20 years, so discount rate of 8% were used. This method is then repeated and lastly all costs are totaled up to achieve annual equivalent cost for option A. And as for option B, same method is repeated so that both comparisons are fair. For question 1b, it is stated that the government provide 100,000 sustainability grant every 10 years for option A. Each 100,000 ringgit is discounted to achieve equivalent annual benefit. It is then deducted from original annual equivalent cost to achieve revised annual cost. And after all calculations, it is shown that annual saving was calculated at Rm 7,246.92 per year, and the achieved result for option A's revised annual equivalent cost is 459,986.39 per year. And after the both comparison, this is the result, which is option A has a higher annual equivalent cost than option B. Therefore, option A is the best option.
So these are the comparison table for option A and option B. So for the initial cost and the maintenance cost, option A are a lot higher than option B. But for the periodic cost, option B are higher than option A. So for the total annual equivalent, total A are a lot more higher than total B.
My name is Menelik Abbas. So for our recommendation, we choose option A based on the life cycle costing or LCC analysis. So even though option A has a higher annual equivalent cost, it provides better long-term value and performance for the project. So when selecting a project alternative, we should not only focus on the initial construction cost. So we also need to consider maintenance costs, periodic replacement costs, and the total cost over the entire life cycle of the project. So in conclusion, life cycle costing is a useful tool to evaluate the total cost of ownership throughout a project life. So it helps decision makers make better long-term financial decisions instead of focusing only on a short-term cost. So overall, LCC improve cost effectiveness, provides a better value for clients and supports more sustainable construction. Thank you.